So, hi everyone. Welcome to our another episode of Words Unveiled, author conversation with White Falcon. I am Nancy Gupta from Team White Falcon Publishing, and today we have a young author with us, Miss Mehvish, an interior architect and a poetic soul. Her passion have served as her guiding stars, leading her down a path where creativity knows no bounds. Now, as she shares my moon in her mirror with you, she invites you to journey with her through the landscapes of her emotions, woven into tapestry of words. Hi, Mehvish.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Yeah. So, you are an interior architect by profession. How did poetry comes to you? Why this genre particularly?
I think poetry came to me in a very organic manner, and it came to me at a time when I was really isolated and I did not have anyone to share my feelings with.
Mhm.
So I think it was a blessing in disguise, and I think it's an absolute gift, to be able to express your words, express yourself through words. And I think also it's a very complementary creative outlet and a natural extension for self reflection and storytelling
Mhm.
beyond the realms of visual design.
Yes. So, I hope my moon finds a home in you. I read these lines, and these are beautiful. Can you express your emotions by writing this particularly?
Yeah, and thank you so much. And I may be a bit biased, but I also find these lines really beautiful because I think they hold a lot of significance to my book and the reason behind I published this collection. So, Moon is symbolic for emotions, feelings, basically verses and lines of my poems. And this line just expresses my desire for the readers to, find solace and resonance in my poetry.
Mhm.
And it's there in the very beginning as well as on the back cover of my book.
Yeah, it's there. So I think if you are planning, this is for my audience also. If you are planning to write a poem or want to
Right.
evoke emotions in your poem, start with the show, not tell, and add other senses. Although we rely on sight, the other senses make a poem come alive. Of course, similes, metaphors, and other poetic devices help as well. But without senses, a poem can convey an idea, add senses, and you conjure emotions as well, I think. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, who is your model for your style?
Honestly, I started writing a year and a half ago, and even though I had read poems by renowned authors, and those were really beautiful poems, but I honestly do not think I have a role model because I just started writing out of my experiences, just to express my feelings. But I think it's a good thing to have a role model. You have a certain style that you can follow, and yeah, and also in terms of technique, it's always good to if you have a good idea or understanding of what you want to write about, it naturally helps you with fabricating your poem.
So, anyone was there to guide you, to support you?
um Honestly, not really, but I would here and there keep reading poems by Rumi and other authors, so
Mhm.
that would be a good kind of inspiration and motivating factor.
Great, great.
Just have that dream of finally having a published book.
Nice. So, is there any special reason behind the book being titled My Moon in Her Mirror?
Right. There is actually, and it's a very silly reason, but moon, it just holds a very it just holds a lot of significance for me. And the silly reason is that when I was around 6 years old, I finally asked my mom what my name means, and she told me it means like moon. So since then, I've been obsessed with the moon and everything to do with it. But apart from that, the moon, it symbolizes, cycles, phases, emotions, and
Right.
that's what the my book is centered around.
Yeah.
And mirror kind of indicates towards self reflection and inner thoughts and feelings. So I think it was a fitting title for my book, and it welcomes the readers through a journey where they can kind of connect with my words, and yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Mhm. I think new authors are like, for the authors, those are struggling in selecting the title. I would like to say, like, please remember that it needs to be interesting to your target readers. It does not need to be appeal to everyone. If you have written your book for a target market, then the title needs to speak to them, no one else. So think of the title as what needs to catch the eyes, right? You should be aware of your audience while deciding any title.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. So, what do you think the value of poetry for a community or a society?
I think it holds a lot of value because, as a means of expression only, I think it's very important because when you write your words, you're reflecting, introspecting. At the same time, other people, when they read your words, they kind of it fosters a sense of empathy and connection. So it's
Right.
good for the well-being of a community as a whole.
Right.
And again, it's a very good tool for personal growth. It helps you understand yourself better and what you want to achieve in life, maybe. And then also it's a great creative outlet. Then a lot of poets, they write about societal issues through their poems and give a perspective on that.
Yes.
So yeah, I think there are multiple other good value things as well, but these are the ones that yeah, I think are.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Mehvish. I think communication through the written word is essential in the aspects that it does bring people together as a community, right? To share their innermost thoughts and fears. So it is a kind of a freedom of that spirit, right?
Exactly,
So,
yes.
any tips for budding poets like who are planning to write? Any tips for them?
uh because I am a first time author myself, but I think I do have a few tips to give, just because I have experienced the whole process. Number one would be, because it worked for me, is immerse yourself in nature, because nature is the best inspiration that you can find out there. A lot of my poems are centered around the sun, moon, and stars, trees, sunlight, and these things are good as metaphors as well. And also it helps kind of just convey your feelings if you are, very aware of your surroundings and if you're very observant. Second tip I can give is just carry a notepad and a pen. If not that, you can just download a notes app on your phone. That's what I did. And just write down your feelings. Whenever you have a thought, just write it down, and slowly you can refine it into a poem, and it can become something beautiful. And I think the most important point is read your poems aloud to yourself,
Right,
because poems are written to be heard.
right.
And just reading them aloud to yourself can help you identify the areas where you can work on and improve upon. And also you can refine the rhythm of the poem, because most of my poems, when I initially write them, they are not very rhyming, and slowly I refine them and they end up, when you read them, they are rhyming. And it just, yeah, it's just a process, but it really helps.
Hmm. So, for the audience, according to Mehvish, you should keep yourself around nature, right? And read a lot and discover things.
Absolutely, yes.
So, don't you think that young generation is very much ambitious? So, what's your take on this? Like, what should be the limit
I
of, ambitious and where it should be limited to?
Mm, I do not think there should be a limit, but you should know what's healthy for your mental health. Because sometimes ambition can come in the way of how you function as a human, and it should not affect that. I mean, obviously, having a career and being successful is very important, and especially today's society, because there's a lot of pressure because of social media, and
Mhm.
there is this whole wave of hustle culture.
Right.
Um, it can be a good motivating factor, but at the same time it can have negative effects. So
Mhm.
just balance, knowing how to balance your life, knowing how to balance those emotions is very important, I think.
Yes, balance is must. So, Mevish, how was your publishing process? as you were very concerned, I know this thing, as I was only handling your project. You were very concerned about the cover, and finally
Right.
how it comes out. Just share your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So because this was the first time, this was my first experience publishing a book, I did not know what to expect. But I think everything came out beautifully. The cover is to my liking. It looks beautiful to me, and I think the designing team and you did a wonderful job. So kudos to you for that. It's absolutely your credit to take. Um, but yeah, I think ultimately I would just like to show my book. I think the cover looks absolutely beautiful, and it really helps if you have a very clear vision as to how you want things to be. It
Hmm.
helps the designing team as well as yourself with your expectations and the process. So, yeah, overall, I had a wonderful experience with White Falcon and you guys.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Mehvish. And also, I think if you were also very much clear about your, expectations, right? In
Right,
your thoughts were very much clear, and your feedbacks were like very much efficient. Also, keeping the
right.
efforts and time that is going to be, put by the team.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So, at last, I want you to recite a few lines from your poem.
Yes, I would absolutely love that. Okay, so I am going to read this one poem. It's on page 30 and it's titled Rebirth.
Yeah.
Um, so it goes like, after I'm gone, search for me in your night sky. Reminisce, my love, as you find me scintillating bright. You thought you were looking for me when all this while you had me in sight. This is not a poem of death, rather a tale of how I discovered myself. A trace of what you used to be. I am a stranger who's stronger than thee. I am neither a shadow nor a reflection. A whole new you born from bitterness and blood. A whole new you coruscating through your skull. This one is really special to me, and it's one of my favorite ones from the collection because it's about me and it's about a journey of, discovering yourself.
Mhm.
So I hope people resonate with this one especially.
Yes. So this brings us to the end of this session, right? So all the details regarding the Mehvish and her book is mentioned in the bio. So you guys can check there. So thank you, Mehvish, for giving your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you, Nancy.
you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.